Hi! Well, that wasn't really creepy at all, was it? I decided to do a giant size comic book review video for this. I'm going to close out July of 2017 with 2 stacks of books, and hopefully I can get caught up as quickly as I can. Speaking of quickly as I can, I'm going to try to lightning round this bitch, which means I'm going to try to review these books as fast as I possibly can, and I'm willing to bet I'm going to fuck up and start ranting and raving about something and get back on my normal pace. But I will try to keep the spoilers to a minor minimum. Unless I feel like I absolutely have to spoil the shit out of these books, then I will. Alright, we're going to start off with the comic books that came out on, I forgot the fucking week. Hang on just 1 second. I will look it up. I want to make sure I'm getting the right weeks. The weeks of July 19th and July 26th. There we go. Alright, we'll start off with the week of the 19th. That would be this stack, and then the 26th would be this stack. You can't see them. Alright, for the first step, we're going to start with the indies. We're going to start with Boom Studios with Mighty Morphin Power Rangers number 17. This will be a short and sweet review. It's basically the Rangers cleaning up after Lord Draken's war. And to see the Rangers actually doing heroic deeds that don't involve fighting rubber-suited monsters and stuff like that, you actually see them doing crowd control and city cleanup and everything. It's the other things that they should have been doing as Power Rangers. Yet at the same time, you're thinking, well, Angel Grove never had any fucking cops until Season 3. But still, very nicely done issue. Nothing really exciting happens in this, but it's just nice to see some more actual logic being used well in a Power Rangers storyline. Really good stuff. I give it a 3.5. Moving on to IDW with Back to the Future number 21, learning more about Uncle Jailbird Joey Baines. Excuse me, I almost called him Joey McFly. He's Lorraine's brother, Joey. We learn more and more about his past and everything, and this ends with the most predictable cliffhanger this series has ever had. And that hurts the book tremendously. I'm going to give it, but I'm still going to be generous and give it a 3 at the very best. Let's stick with IDW. We're going to Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles Universe number 12. This is part 1 of Karai's path. We're going to try to build a Karai redemption storyline here. And so far, for an introductory to the story, it's done very well. Word of advice to Karai, though. Do not fight someone who's wearing combat boots in your bare feet. Because stomp crunch. Enough said. But still, very good character development for Karai. Wants to redeem herself after the Foot Clan has been disgraced in her eyes and stuff like that. Just really good stuff. No sight of the Turtles in here. And they didn't have to be in here. This was about Karai. So, I did enjoy it. I give it a 3.5 to a 4. Around that area. Let's move on to Marvel with The Amazing Spider-Man Renew Your Vows number 9. This is still the best Spider-Man title on the stands right now. Still good stuff. However, I wouldn't be me if I didn't nitpick about something. I like the fact that they're making Mary Jane a strong character. I like that. But they had she goes through a mental struggle with the Venom symbiote. She's the new Venom. She's Venom right now. She has the symbiote, which means she doesn't have to use the what was that motherfucker's name? She doesn't have to use the tech that she's using to siphon Peter's powers to share them. Now that she's got the symbiote, she has her own spider powers. And I like the fact that she has gained full control of the symbiote. I just wish it didn't look so easy. And what I mean by that is like they made the internal struggle just one and done. Just in this one issue, boom, it's done. She has control. You could have easily gotten away with doing this, doing the mental struggle, continuing on to the next issue. You could have easily prolonged this and made it even a bigger struggle, more of a nail-biter. But, oh well, it was still nicely done for what it was. Very good. And it does make the character of Mary Jane look strong. However, it kind of weakens the Venom character traits a little bit. I just got to take it for what it is, and I did enjoy it. I give it a 3.5. Let's move on to Astonishing XMen #1. I love this. This is really good stuff. Really good. Folks, the star of this book was Psylocke. Fantastic. And Jesus Christ, that cliffhanger. Then again, it's Marvel. Really can't. There's Marvel as douchey as Marvel can be sometimes. They always find a way to just make us go, ah. And this worked. Okay, Marvel, you got my attention. Let's see how long you can keep it. This was good. It's a 4. Move on to Daredevil #24. This was basically all about Matt Murdock. And in here, we see a long-awaited and a long-wanted reunion in here. Plus, you have Tombstone going head-to-head with Matt Murdock, not Daredevil. Because remember, everybody now doesn't know that Matt Murdock is Daredevil. So, to keep his identity safe, Matt uses his wits and uses his intelligence to get one over Tombstone without having to, release his inner Daredevil, so to speak. Good stuff. But Matt needs some legal help, and I think everybody knows who he turns to. Good issue. I'll give it a 4. Oh, I just hit the microphone. Okay. We don't want any. Mighty Thor #21. I said we didn't want any. Quit calling me. Mighty Thor #21. This was all about War Thor. Volstagg, of all people, to get the ultimate hammer. I gotta say, though, I'm digging War Thor. He's awesome. How can you not like this guy? He is like testosterone holding a hammer. I want to bite into some raw meat and just go grrr whenever I see him. You just got that feeling about him. And he takes some metal nuts right to the cheek. No, sold it. Awesome. And a nice little full-page spread cliffhanger with Jane Foster. Good stuff. Awesome issue. Easily gets a 4 out of 5. Oh, boy. Yeah. We all knew this was coming. Secret Empire #6. So let me get this straight. Somehow Steve has resurrected Bruce Banner, the Hulk, the original Incredible Hulk. But it's a temporary resurrection. And that cliffhanger. What the fuck, Marvel? 2.5 out of 5. They tried. The one thing I did like about that issue was the conversation between Cap and Bruce. That was the only thing that issue had going for it. Really was. Let's move on to Spectacular Spider-Man number 2. Nothing really truly exciting happens in this. It's just basically Spider-Man returning to his comedical roots. Comedical? Comedical? Is that a name? Is that a word? Comedical? Comedical. Comedical. I think it's in the dictionary right under Ouija Bone. Could be. Comedical. Comedical. No, it doesn't sound like a word, so I'm not winning any Scrabble games here. But it's good to see Peter embracing his comedy again. That's where I was going. But comical. There, he's his comical side. Yeah, comical. But even with that being said, it just didn't really grip me. I mean, the only thing that really got my attention was the kind of sort of animosity between him and Johnny Storm, and it was just like, it's nice to see him catching up with his not sister Teresa Parker, and it is what it is. I give it a 3 at best. Spider-Man 2099 number 25. This is the series finale, and yeah. Peter David, thank you for this title. I mean, did a great job. But man, it's just all kinds of crazy shit going on in here. It's just the way this issue ends. It ends kind of bittersweet for Miguel, and I don't want to ruin it. You know, it was like prophesized or foretold that Miguel was supposed to die at a certain time, and they found a loophole around that. They found a way to cheat it, but I'm not going to spoil how it happened. It's just the series, excuse me, ends kind of bittersweet. Miguel ends up winning, but then again, doesn't really look like a winner. That's just the vibe I got from the issue. Good stuff though, really good. A nice ending to the series. I was just expecting it, you know, since it's Peter David's writing, I was expecting a much bigger bang to end the series, but a bittersweet ending, I can work with it because Peter David can do it. He can do it. I give it a 3.5, around a 4, in that area. It's enough to marvel in this stack with XMen Gold number 8. Guggenheim and, let's see, Ken Lashley. Good stuff in here. Really, really good stuff. What this pretty much is got to deal with this mutant killer. I mean, this is a serial killer of mutants and everything. There's already been casualties, but man, this still just feels like this title can really get raw with the X-Men goodness in here. One of my favorite moments was seeing Logan all feral looking and everything, saying anybody messes with the X-Men messes with me. And behind him you see Storm and he goes, and her. It's just, but for me personally, the highlight of this issue was Kitty Pryde. Seeing Kitty go all ninja on this motherfucker was satisfying. I loved it. It was great. Unfortunately, Kitty is dealt another blow by the end of this issue. Not physically, but with paperwork. Good issue. Very strong. Gets a solid 4 out of 5. Let's move on to the DC stuff. Aquaman 26. Love this. Like this new character of Dolphin, but then again, Mera. Awesome. Good stuff. Good writing. Arthur trying to, regain control of Atlantis in a secrecy kind of way, and it's still very well done, still well written. It's not the best stuff from Aquaman, but it's still really entertaining, really gripping, really tense. Loved it. I really dug the cliffhanger. This was a great read. I liked it. 4 out of 5. Let's move on to Batman number 27. You know what? Tom King, the writer of this book, who'd have thunk it? He made Kite Man an interesting character. Yes, I just said that. Kite Man. This douche's name is, I kid you not, Kite Man's real name is Charles Brown, a.k.a. Charlie Brown. Yeah, that's done on purpose, folks. Yeah, he was given that name on purpose. His name is Charlie Brown. And to see his new look in here, and of all people to present his new look to, he decides it's a smart idea to present it to the Joker. Entertaining issue. A 3.5 out of 5. Let's move on to Batwoman number 5. Before she was Batwoman, Kate Kane broke bad. This is another flashback scene in this storyline with how Kate met Sophia and how her relationship blossomed slowly over time. And plus, we might see the actual motivation with this muscle-headed bitch who's been trying to get at Kate all this time. Her name is escaping me. Her name's got to be here somewhere. Wow. I'm not seeing her name in here. Tahani, there it is. But we get to see some more motivation behind Tahani's hate for Kate. A decent issue. Nothing really about it, but I liked it for what it was. I'll give it a 3. Let's move on to Bombshells 31. Cute little backstory telling and build up for Killer Frost and everything. But man, that cliffhanger with the Kryptonian family reunion, if you want to call it like that. Good issue. Very sweet, very cute, fun, entertaining, the way it's supposed to be. Marjorie Bennett's still killing it on this title. I give it a 3.5. Solid issue. Just not perfect. Green Lanterns 27. This is part 1 of Out of Time, in which Jessica and Simon finally figure out where they are. Oh boy. Talk about a history lesson, folks. They're still on Earth, but they are literally 10 billion years in the past. 10 billion. And the cliffhanger, I'm going to go ahead and spoil this. The cliffhanger at the end of the issue is them about to come face to face with the very first 7 Green Lanterns. Just wait till I review the next issue, folks. We're in for a doozy. This was a good issue. Give it a 3.5 to around a 4, around that area. Harley Quinn, number 24. Funny, batshit nuts, crazy, and entertaining as hell. It's the same formula for Harley Quinn. Rinse, lather, repeat. Just do the same shit with her, and it's still fun. And it's where Harley's at her best when she's on the streets, being that anti-hero kind of neutral kind of character. This is where Harley's at her best. Not when she's in space or in other dimensions or stuff like that. This is the Harley Quinn we love. And I gotta say, there's a cameo from Power Girl in here, and I gotta say, Power Girl is one of the very few female characters that can put fear in men's eyes even when she's butt naked. Only Power Girl could do that. just fucking awesome and very fun. Love it. 3.5 out of 5. Nightwing number 25. I don't know how to feel about this right now, because it's now gotten to the point where we are on a very touchy subject. And this has been a very touchy subject for God knows how long. And this is a subject that is still under debate to this day. And it all stems when Nightwing and his girlfriend, Sean, break up. Why? Here's why. The fact is, DC, primarily DC, still, a lot of people that work at DC still believe that superheroes should not be in relationships, because sometimes they're just better off alone. I call bullshit on that, because when a superhero, male or female, when a superhero is in a relationship, that gives them that little extra something worth fighting for. That extra something that's worth putting on the costume and doing what they do. If you've got nothing to fight for, then how's that character inspiring? Where's the inspiration? Where's the motivation? Where's the drive? Where's the passion? Where is it? It's not there. And if you know, younger people who want to grow, it's like, I want to be a superhero when I grow up. When they see the kind of lifestyle that a superhero truly has, and according to DC primarily, that superhero's got to be alone and miserable and sad and depressed because they just can't be in a relationship because it is never destined to work, then why the fuck would you want to be a superhero anymore when you grow up? Why would you want to be motivated by superheroes? You know, superheroes and superhero-like characters still drive a motivational force to their readers. Maybe the reader doesn't want to be an actual superhero when they go out into the real world, but maybe the superhero inspires them to better their life, whether they are getting over an addiction or they're getting over a breakup themselves and they're wanting to, you know, they go to a superhero to inspire them to cheer up and move on with their life, or to go to college, get a degree, get a good job, raise a family, you know, stuff like that. Grow in a natural progression. But when a superhero that they look to for inspiration, like Nightwing or like any other character that has a failed relationship, what happens to that motivation? That's where it goes. And I still don't like it. I still don't like this notion that superheroes just have to be alone. That's fucking ridiculous in my eyes. Then again, me being in a relationship myself, maybe that's just how I feel, because, you know, the damnedest thing just occurred to me. Maybe relationships make people happy and make people want to better themselves and better their lives. But no, I'm a superhero. I must be alone. You don't have to be alone. Go out and get you some pussy. I know that's a very crude way to put it, but I love the idea of superheroes being in a relationship, whether it be straight, gay, whatever. Hell, get a person from Earth to marry a Martian, or marry somebody from Jupiter. I don't fucking care. Put a superhero in a relationship, make it work, make it relatable, make it believable, and hook us into it. Who knows? It might lead to more sales, DC. That's what you want. You want more sales. You want more money in your goddamn pockets. So, don't break your shit. I'm just saying. Oh, and as for this, 2.5. I really got off on a rant, and I apologize for that, but it was just something I felt like I had to say. We're ending this stack with Superman number 27. This is basically part one of a storyline in which Superman teaches you how to embrace your American pride, even though he's not from America. He's from another fucking planet. You know, respect your American heroes, respect your soldiers, which I do applaud that. You know, respect this country. This is the greatest country in the world and all that patriotic bullshit. I respect that. Even though I just called it bullshit. It's not bullshit. But I do respect it. Thousands of people have lost, millions of people have lost their lives defending this country. And that's the ultimate sacrifice. That's the real heroes here, folks. The soldiers who go out and fight these wars for us. And they die. So I appreciate the messaging here. I really do appreciate it. It just comes off looking like a PSA. And I was almost expecting to see a cameo from Hulk fucking Hogan in here. It kind of felt a little phoned in, and it felt the whole patriotism message kind of felt a trifle bit forced, but it was still motivating. It was still motivating, and it was still very entertaining, and dare I say it, slightly educational. Good stuff. I'll give it a 3.5. All right, that's it for this stack. Let's move on to the week of the 26th and close off July. We're going to start with Marvel in this stack. Captain America, Steve Rogers, number 19. Now, this takes place... Now, the book will tell you, read this after we read Secret Empire, number 7, which we'll get to that in a minute here. Trust me, we'll get to that. But in here, the uphill climb of douchiness for Steve Rogers continues to climb. And Steve is fully embracing his douche qualities. His douche pride. And his all empowering douche magnificence. Steve's a douche. Enough said. 3 out of 5. Iceman number 3. This was damn fun. Like this. Note to the purifiers. Don't fuck with Iceman. Don't fuck with him. Because he's gonna fuck with you. 3.5. Good shit. That was good. Now let's get to the big white elephant in the room. Secret Empire number 7. Oh my god. Where the fuck do I start? Man, Marvel is really wanting us to backtrack the fuck back. We're going all the way back to Civil War II with the vision that Ulysses had of Miles Morales killing Captain America. We're going all the way back to that in this issue, not to mention something that Steve does that helps trigger that event, possibly to help trigger the vision possibly happening. We have a humongous tragedy or a casualty in here. At least that's the way the book presented it. It's never really, I don't recall ever really seeing it officially being said that this character dies. But man, the way the book presented this character might as well be dead considering what happens to them. I'm not going to ruin who it is. I'm sure everybody's already talking about it. But my god, Marvel, I don't know where you're going with this. This storyline is almost over, and I still don't know why you're doing all this shit that you're doing, because if I know Marvel, when this storyline is done, you're going to break out that cosmic cube, and you're just going to hit the reset button, and probably going to take us into an event where none of this shit fucking matters. At least I really hope I'm wrong. I really do hope I am wrong. But then again, considering all the shit that you're doing in here, I also kind of hope I'm right. I don't know. A storyline should not be making me feel this way. I don't even want to bother giving it a score because I don't know. I'm lost. I'm really lost. Spider-Gwen, number 22. Oh, boy. Good stuff there. Gwen is dealing with, she got, Logan and Kitty Pryde off her and everything, and this is, she's still dealing with Harry with the lizard and everything. The way the issue it doesn't conclude. It goes into another cliffhanger. Yeah. That was my initial reaction to the cliffhanger at the end of the issue was, yeah. Because that could really take us almost anywhere. Not a bad issue. I give it a 3. We're ending the Marvel pile with X-Men Blue, number 8. Hold on. Fuck Emma Frost! Okay. I had to do that. Wow. This was a very strong issue. Very well done. Thankfully, I was wrong about the whereabouts of Magneto. Magneto does make an appearance in this issue, and I'm actually glad I was wrong about where I thought he was going to turn up. But I got a personal joy out of that cliffhanger. Fuck it. I'm gonna give it away. Might want to skip ahead about 10 or 20 seconds if you don't want to be spoiled. But if you don't care, let me show you something. This series, business has just picked up. Oh, yeah. It's good to see her again. Am I right? Fuck yes. Polaris. Well played, Marvel. Well played. This was good. This was really good. Just like XMen Gold, it gets a 4 out of 5. I'm really looking forward to doing the next Blue versus Gold. Alright, let's move on to DC. Action Comics 984. Lots of stuff's going on with Superman and some of the crew trapped in the Phantom Zone with the Eradicator and excuse me, Cyborg Superman. Oh shit! Excuse me. That tipped over my cup of tea. That's better. That would have been a disaster if the lid was open. But kind of felt a little odd seeing Superman able to escape in just this one issue. Sometimes it kind of does irk me when big dire situations are resolved in just the span of one issue, where it can be dragged out to 2, maybe even 3 issues if you're lucky enough to stretch it that far. But yeah, we see the true reason why Zod did the shit that he did. And I like the fact that it left it open for him to return. Zod does not win this war with Superman, but it left it open for the possibility to return. And oh my god, when he comes back, shit's gonna get really interesting. Let's just hope that DC doesn't hotshot it and they wait a little while before they decide to bring him back. Because I want to see how many more stories you can get out of the Superman family without having to go back to Zod. Good stuff, though. It gets a 4. Whoop. Sorry. Whoop. Whoa. Book's a little drunk here. Just checking to make sure I didn't accidentally tear a page here. Okay. Hold on, folks. I'm feeling a little paranoid here. Okay. I about dropped the book and I was scared I tore a page, but I didn't. Okay, Batgirl number 13. This kind of had an Adam Westy vibe to it. A little bit. You know, Barbara and Selena, you know, Catwoman, they come across each other's paths in here. I like the little friendship that Babs establishes with this little girl in this issue. She's a really cute little girl, and she's trying to be a hero and everything. I thought it was really sweet. But the Adam Westy vibes that I got from this issue was the scene involving the antagonist that Babs is going after. It's just she's dressed up in a cheetah-like garb, kind of like a cheetah poacher kind of gimmicky outfit and everything. And her henchmen are wearing, like, cat costumes the way Catwoman's henchmen wore cat-like costumes during the Adam West TV show. It just really had that whole da-na-na-na-na-na-na vibe to it. You know, it really did. But it doesn't go all the way. I mean, we just get a little piece of it, and that's all we need. But the issue was fun. It was cute for what it was, and I dug it. It was, I give it a 3. Batman Beyond, number 10. I was kind of half and half on this issue. Damian kind of came off acting like an entitled brat, and you know keeps calling Terry McGinnis the Pretender and everything. And everybody figures out that later on down the line in this issue, Damian's not actually fighting Terry anymore. He's fighting the suit. I don't see how Bruce is going to be of a big help as decrepit as he is, but this issue wasn't horrible. Then again, I just wasn't really feeling it as much as I felt like I should. But it was good for what it was. I give it a 3 at the very best. Detective Comics 961. The stuff with Bruce and Zatanna, that was great. That was entertaining. The stuff with Azrael, I could care less. I really could care less. The only thing, and I mean it, the only thing that got my attention with the Azrael storytelling shit was this. That is literally the only thing I cared about in this Azrael part of the storytelling. The rest of the Azrael stuff, I don't care, but the stuff with Zatanna was great. It's how I honestly feel about this. This issue was fine. I'll be ready for them to move on from Azrael, and maybe let's get some more Zatanna stuff in here. Who knows? Good issue, though. I'll be fair and give it a 3.5. The Flash, number 27. You know, the first time I saw this cover, I thought Eobard Thawne was rocking a mullet, but that's actually like negative Speed Force lightning coming out of Flash's hand at the back of his head. I mean, come on, look at that. Doesn't that look like a fucking mullet or something? That looks just weird. But in here, we see the motivation finally revealed for Eobard Thawne being the Reverse Flash. For those of you who don't know, I'm going to go ahead and spoil it. My initial reaction to this reveal was like, it's one of those things that gets you right in there, a pain right at the bridge of your nose, right between your eyes. It's just one of those kinds of pains that just stings really, really hard. The reason why Eobard Thawne dedicated his life to crime and became the ultimate antagonist of the Flash is because he's a jealous, fucking depressed fanboy. And he even says it in here after his Speed Force powers have been drained. He tells Barry, he says, do you want to know why I always tormented you, Barry. And then he gets the sad puppy dog face and he looks right up at Barry and goes, it was the only way I could get you to spend time with me. Oh my God! You have Eobard Thawne, the Reverse Flash, and he sounds like a jealous fucking ex-boyfriend. My initial reaction to that moment was, oh my God, how fucking pathetic. This is Reverse Flash, one of the key villains to the Flash. And what, I'm supposed to pity him now? Bullshit. Don't even get me started on the fucking supposed breakup between Barry and Iris. Because, again, we're here at DC, our superheroes aren't supposed to be fucking happy. And the issue ends very, very depressingly bad. With Barry sitting alone in his lab, all sad and depressed and miserable, because he just didn't have the heart to tell Iris he was the Flash. And because of that, Iris says, get away from me, Barry, I can't be around you. And it looks like the relationship is pretty much over with. Yeah. Hal Jordan and the Green Lantern Corps, number 25. The Rise of Sorinek Sinestro. Yeah, I'm still saying it. Kyle Rayner's a dick. But this is a humongous overreaction. It is. Yes, Kyle Rayner is a dick for not telling Sora about their son from the future. He is. Especially since he wanted Sora back in his life so bad. If you want her back so bad, tell her the fucking truth. But at the same time, even though her anger was justified, this is an overreaction. She just goes full-blown heel turn. She is now embracing her father's wickedness and everything like that. That's not the kicker here. The kicker is that cliffhanger. Damn, DC. Just damn. Moving on. I did. As far as Flash and Green Lantern, I don't even know what to give them for a score. Let's just keep moving. Teen Titans number 10. If this issue's taught me anything, is that they should try having Starfire as the leader for a while. See how that works. Is that so hard? Tell Damian to pull that stick out of his ass and let Starfire lead the team for a little bit. That might be some interesting storytelling. Who knows? It might work. A 3 out of 5. Excuse me. I need another drink. Let's end the DC pile off with Wonder Woman number 27. Pretty cover. So Diana gets hit with a bomb at a wedding and immediately goes into kick your ass mode. And there's a pretty weird fight scene between her and a juiced up, roided up doctor. But just don't touch her lasso. Whew. And then the issue ends on an oh kind of moment. It was fun. I liked it. I give it a 3.5. Now, this may be one of the biggest stacks of indie books I've ever had on this show. We'll start with Alterna Comics. Let me move this out of the way so I don't run over it and rip it. Let's start with Alterna Comics. We'll start with Adam Wreck, number 2. This was great. I mean, feels like an old episode of Lost in Space. This kid is trying to reunite with his parents. He's got this space adventurer working with him. He keeps calling him Squirt. You know, he's like, call me Captain. It's like, well, I'll call you Captain when you quit calling me Squirt. And it's just really, really fun stuff. I like the fact that over the course of this issue, this captain starts growing a conscience, and it's done slowly but surely, and like in old school comic fashion, it starts to develop right by the end of the issue. This was fun. I got a kick out of it. I give it a 3.5 to a 4. Let's go on to Amazing Age number 2. This was phenomenally fun. I just geeked out so hard because who didn't... Comic book fans, when you were children, did you draw your own comic book? Because don't fucking lie to me. I know you fucking did. But whenever you drew your own comics, didn't you always wish you could be be a part of that? And imagine your surprise when you actually get to become a part of your own comic book. It's a comic book child's fantasy. It's the ultimate dream. And these kids are getting to live it. One of them is ecstatic about it. The other two are still kind of confused about it. But as the story's progressing, they're getting more and more into it, slowly but surely. Very, very well done. And it turns out they're the 3 missing heroes from this universe that they themselves created. It's just great stuff. I got a kick out of this. Gets an easy 4 out of 5. But let's move on to Lilith Dark number 2. This is still my favorite title from the alternate comics. This was just fun. I still love the Rugrats-style talk that this character has. You know what she's saying, but she's saying different words or pronouncing it wrong, but you still come across what she's saying and you know what she's saying. It's just really fun. It's really cute. And it's kind of educational to this character. When you're declared the queen or the ruler or the leader or whatever, don't let it get to your head. Because there's always that threat of mutiny or treason or betrayal or whatever term you want to use. Good stuff. This was fun. This was charming. I loved it. It was great. It was cutesy wootsy, but in a fantastic way. Good stuff. It's an easy 4. Let's move on to Boom Studios with Go Go Power Rangers number 1. I nerded the fuck out about this on Facebook, and I got a lot of feedback from this. This was amazing. This was so much fun. We are in the rookie years of the Power Rangers, and in here, I mean, this takes place right after their first fight with Goldar. And this takes place right after the end of the first episode of the whole show. Goldar retreats, saying, "It's not over, I'll be back." And after the fight, the Rangers leave the Megazord cockpit, and they're sitting on top of the Megazord, looking into the sunrise and just soaking it all in, going, "Wow, we're really doing this, aren't we?" Yep. And I like the fact that they're using this issue to get us more connected to the teens as themselves. There's a heavy focus on the Rangers in their regular lives. And we finally get to see the actual ages that they're supposed to be. It turns out Billy is the youngest. Did you know that when the Power Rangers first got their powers, Billy is only 14? He's supposed to be 14 years old. Billy, the original Blue Ranger, is the youngest one on the team. He's only 14. The rest are 15. And it's nice to see that, even Bulk and Skull are depicted as better bullies on here than they were in the TV show. And they pick on Billy a lot. And they come across as actual bullies, even though it's short and sweet. But very good. The stuff with Zach was fun. Zach is like trying to live up to being the life of the party and everything. Jason is paranoid and everything. But man, their next mission as Power Rangers, this answered one of the biggest questions I had even when I was watching the show. I was one of those kids that when we saw the first episode end, I thought to myself, wait a minute. What happened to the two astronauts that accidentally opened up Rita's dumpster? We never saw them again. It was never revealed that they left or that they were captured or what. And this answers that question. They were indeed captured by Rita. So the Rangers' second official mission is to go rescue them. How? They go straight to Rita's palace. Not very smart. And I loved the way this issue ended. This was fantastic. This would probably be, if I was going to do a pick of the week for this particular stack, this would probably be it. This was really good. So good, I'm giving it a 4.5 out of 5. Fucking amazing. Now let's take a look at a Boom Studios book that should be done a lot better. WWE number 7. Oh my god. I must really not like Dean Ambrose or Sasha Banks, because they were the focus of this issue, and man, this book was boring as piss. And what's even worse is that they were trying to go for a more accurate depiction of how Bray Wyatt should have been. But even with that being said, even in the comic book world, and I said this on Twitter, even in the comic book world, Bray Wyatt is a bitch. And what I mean by that, he's a jobber bitch. And if you think his jobbing ways were bad on TV, oh my god, have I got some news for you. Minor spoiler here. Have I got some news for you. In this issue, he's cannon fodder to Sasha Banks. I'm being serious, folks. This comic book, this issue was boring. Fuck Dean Ambrose. To hell with Sasha Banks. And for shame, how pitiful and pathetic you continue to make Bray Wyatt look. Bray Wyatt is a character and a wrestler that should be a fucking megastar by now. But sadly, he's not. And this comic book didn't do him any favors either. Next, Broadsword Comics, Tarot Witch of the Black Rose, number 105. This is basically Tarot and John's honeymoon issue. And where do they decide to go? They like to go to Stonehenge. They're going to Stonehenge. And as soon... I called it. As soon as I saw that they were in Stonehenge, I went, oh my god. Even before I fully started reading the story, I knew that there was going to be some Spinal Tap references out the ass. And man, I fucking called it before I even read it. This was fun. Enough said. 3.5 out of 5. Let's move on to IDW. My Little Pony, the movie prequel number 2. We're spending these first 2 issues developing the other characters for this movie, for this upcoming movie. At least that's what I think we're doing. And we're developing this pirate character. And I forgot her name already. But I did like how the issue started. The issue starts with a couple of the Storm King's minions on the ship going, morning, Sam. Morning, Ralph. Heck of a day, Sam. Sure is, Ralph. Only true to heart Looney Tunes fans would get that fucking reference. Great. That was great. Captain Solano is this character's name. And we're going to spend this issue developing her character and getting to know her. And she's kind of an honorable pirate. You know, she's thinking more about her crew and thinking about better ways to better them as opposed to being a pirate for the sole purpose of being rich and everything. Good stuff, though. And she, you know, pilfers the Storm King's loot and everything. And by the end of the issue, the Storm King's like, you chose to rob me? I want to offer you a job. It's just nice little swerve there. This was fun. I liked it. I give it a 3.5. Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles number 72. Get ready, folks, because the next issue will break a record. But we'll get to that when it comes time. This was basically the Turtles getting out of their ordeal with this immortal sibling meeting and everything. This was them getting out of it. However, there was a humongous tease in here concerning Michelangelo that actually got me worried a little bit. I was like, uh-oh. I was actually thinking they were gonna end up doing. There was a moment for a few seconds I thought they were gonna do something to him kind of similar to what they did to Donatello a while back. But thankfully they didn't do it. It was a good issue. I liked it. I give it a 3.5. Feel the weight of this book. TMNT Usagi Yojimbo one-shot. Yeah. Now, this issue was interesting, and what I mean by that, it was different. It's good to see the Turtles working with Usagi Yojimbo again. However, this was more of a new meeting between these two franchises, and what I mean by that is that Usagi Yojimbo's master uses a spell to conjure the Turtles so that they can help Usagi again. Now, Usagi knows the Turtles, but the Turtles don't know him. And they fight each other and everything, and Usagi's actually fighting with Leonardo, and he says, "You're not the Leonardo I know." And I thought to myself, oh my god. This is the Usagi Yojimbo that worked with the original 80s Turtles. He's now working with the IDW Turtles. He's dimension jumping here. Not bad. Not bad. Nice little twist there. You know, he's worked with the Turtles before, but he hasn't worked with this incarnation of the Turtles. That was a nice switch. I liked that. Now, as far as the story in here, it was kind of simple and straightforward. And honestly, I'm going to be honest, I don't feel like this issue was worth $8. I mean, you could have got away with a $5 price tag, but $8? No. I'm going to have to say no on this one. This issue, maybe I got too excited for it, and maybe my expectations were a little bit too high. But it just felt like simple, straightforward, and boom, we're done. And that's it. So, I'm sorry to say it, but I was a little disappointed. I'm really disappointed in the price. This was not an $8 worthy book. Sorry. I give it a 3 at the very best. We're ending this review with Crosswind number 2 from Image Comics. Gail Simone and Kat Staggs. Great stuff. We're going with a bit of a cliche storyline plot thread here. You know, where two characters swap minds, and it's a man and a woman. It's kind of like a Freaky Friday kind of thing, like swapping minds, swapping lives. You got a woman who's got the mind of a guy in her, and you got a guy with the mind of a woman in her, and everything. It's kind of funny how much better they're making each other's lives. Because now you have a woman who is constantly being harassed and constantly being disrespected, stepping up and saying, you know what, fuck you. You're going to respect me, you're going to listen to me, and blah, blah, blah. And then you got the guy who's in over his head with some sort of mafia kind of shit, and he's actually doing a good job cleaning up crime scenes and shit, because God knows all women are good at cleaning. But I'll be goddamned if this wasn't fun, and it was really, really captivating. It was entertaining. I'm loving all these characters. Then again, you know, it's Gail Simone. She's a hell of a writer. One of my favorite writers. I met the woman. She's a sweetheart. This was fun, and Kat Staggs' artwork was fantastic. The artwork fits perfectly with the storytelling that Gail's presenting us. This was very, very well executed. Very well executed. Really dug this. It easily gets a 4 out of 5 in my book. Well, that was a lot, folks, but I'm glad I got through that. July is officially over. It's time to move towards August. Please subscribe if you haven't done it already. You all know about the links in the description below. Check them out. Thanks for watching, everybody. I am Groot. I'll see y'all later. Take care.